Get ready. Coming to a Harley Boom Box near you in summer of 2020. Behold, Android Auto. So, the Harley Boom Box GTS comes on many 2019 and newer touring models, and originally released with only Apple CarPlay abilities. Yeah, it's true, and that left a lot of Android customers really pissed off at Harley-Davidson. Well, it sounds like the wait's over, and Android Auto is coming to the Boom Box system. And it's worth noting that you can now retrofit your older Boom Box to the new Boom Box GTS through Harley-Davidson. At a very high price tag, of course. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about as it pertains to the Harley-Davidson Boom Box, so let's dive right in. Oh, and real quick before you leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Every time those are hit, another biker joins the revolution. We would love to have you be part of it. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. I always thank you. That's right, you. For checking back in. So this video is about all the current things you need to know and what's happening with the Harley Boom Box system. I understand a lot of you that ride don't have that system, and the video may not be applicable, so I certainly understand, but no worries, because we're going to be pumping out a lot of awesome videos on this channel, so just come back for those. So yes, it's true, Harley released the newer version of the Harley Boom Box called the GTS. It comes on many of the 2019 and newer touring models. It didn't come out of the gate with Android Auto. It did come out with Apple CarPlay, and this upset a lot of Android Auto users. You can see proof of that in the comments on past videos I've done on the Boom Box and Apple CarPlay. And this is just one of many things that has really left a sour taste in the mouths of Harley customers. I recently did a very popular video as it pertains to Harley CEO Matthew Levatich stepping down and why I believe the company may be in dire straits. I'll pop a card on the screen here for you, and I'll put a link in the description below. You'll want to check that video out. So I'm going to be throwing a whole bunch of information at you, but please, if you have additional information, insight, or opinions, please leave them in the comments below. I always look forward to hearing from the awesome biker community here on this channel. Join the conversation. So I'm certain Harley took a ton of heat from customers for not coming out with Android Auto out of the gate. Since then, Harley has been working with Google in hopes to introduce Android Auto to the GTS platform, and it has been announced that hopefully we will see Android Auto introduced to the GTS platform in the early summer 2020. It will come in the form of a software update on the Harley website. And if you need any assistance installing or updating your software, or any other assistance with the Boom Box system, I'll leave a link in the description below to our awesome tutorial video series. You see, we've been helping bikers all the way back to 2014 learn and master the Harley Boom Box system so that you can use it to its fullest capability. You'll get rid of a lot of the frustrations of learning it. And so with this announcement that they're going to put Android Auto on the Boom Box GTS platform, I'm sure it's going to appease a lot of customers. However, I know there's going to be a lot of customers that won't forget what they did and still believe that Android Auto should have came on the platform out of the gate. All right, so let's dive in just a little bit deeper on how Android Auto is going to work on the Boom Box GTS. So like Apple CarPlay, you're going to need a wired connection via the USB port in the jukebox compartment for full Android Auto functionality. Additionally, to give voice commands and hear turn-by-turn directions and all that kind of stuff, you are going to need a wired or wireless Bluetooth headset. Oh, and don't forget, if you want the wireless Bluetooth headset to connect, you'll need to install a wireless headset interface module called the WHIM, and of course we have a free tutorial video on how to install that. I'll try to pop a card and link in the description below for you. And many of you may remember from my past videos that when Apple CarPlay first came out, it would not work without a WHIM installed. And so I did some testing, and I actually did a video and showed you how to hack it. And I use hack lightly, of course, but basically you could take it to the dealership, get it flashed, manipulate some settings, and then you could actually use Apple CarPlay without having the WHIM installed. But again, without a headset, you're not going to get full functionality. So I'm really curious to see, and the jury's out at this point, on whether we're going to have some of the same difficulties with Android Auto. Oh, and by the way, we've had awesome discussions on this topic and many other great topics in the private patron member only Facebook group. It is a troll-free zone. It's nothing but bikers helping bikers. I will leave a link in the description below on how you can become a member. You get access to the Facebook group and a whole bunch of other cool benefits such as t-shirts, early and exclusive access, premium videos, and access to ride meetups and events. It does help support us. It assures we can continue our mission to help educate and entertain as many bikers as we can worldwide. So let me give you a quick overview of Android Auto just in case you're not familiar. So basically, Android Auto will mirror the look and feel of your smartphone, and it should allow for a good experience on the Boom Box. You can use many of your favorite media, communication, and navigation apps to include Google Maps. It is worth noting that not all apps are supported on Android Auto, nor would it make sense for them to be. And you can interact and communicate while riding down the road using Google Assistant if you have that wired or wireless headset that we already discussed. Examples are take me to a certain address, call a certain person, or play a certain song, etc. So I am really pleased that they're coming out with Android Auto on the GTS unit for all those customers that were originally left out. Now, just understand this video is definitely not meant to be a Apple iOS versus Android. I am going to voice one concern. It's based on facts. At the end of the day, I don't care what device you choose to use. So my only one concern is that we all know the Boom Box since 2014 has had many bugs and issues that continue. Yes, the GTS unit has the same issues, and you pair that with an Android device, which it's well known in the tech community that they get a lot of malware and viruses. And so you put those two things together and we could see some issues. I really hope that's not the case, but yeah, let's just keep our fingers crossed on that. And just a quick reminder, make sure you listen to and get subscribed to the Law Abiding Biker podcast. You can listen to it on any podcast app. We talk about subjects like this and a lot of other subjects in a lot more detail, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And just in case there's any confusion, this Android Auto update is only for the GTS unit, which came out on the 2019 and newer touring models. This is not going to be for the older version of the Boom Box. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay either. And on that note, probably a good time to talk about retrofitting your Boom Box system. So back in the fall of 2019, without any real announcement from Harley as usual, they did make it possible to retrofit your Boom Box system. Prior to that, you could only retrofit by purchasing a $450 part from an aftermarket company. And then you still had to buy the Boom Box, of course, and at that time it was like $2,400. So this new kit direct from Harley means that if you have the older 2014 to 2018 Boom Box 6.5 touchscreen or the 4.3 non-touchscreen, Harley now makes it possible to upgrade to the new GTS system without having to buy that very expensive aftermarket part. But it's still going to cost you plenty, which is exactly why I haven't upgraded to this yet, because it still costs like $2,000. Oh yeah, that's right. Show Harley the money. And of course, that doesn't include labor costs, but certainly you can do it yourself. And at the end of the day, that may be the only reason I ever upgrade to this unit. If I do, is simply to help the community here that are interested in this upgrade option. Yeah, and so I'm still stalling on this decision. I just really hate to spend $2,000 to replace my current unit that has bugs and issues with the new Boom Box GTS that, yeah, you got it, has bugs and issues. You see, the Boom Box GTS is not that much better than the older version, and so it makes it a very difficult decision for many. In my opinion, the biggest benefit to the new GTS unit is the fact that it has Apple CarPlay and, of course, soon to have Android Auto. So if you're interested in actually taking the plunge on the retrofit, I will leave a bunch of information in the description below on fitment and some links to the parts that you'll need. And certainly, if you've already done the retrofit and you installed it yourself, please help the community here. Comment below on the install and give your opinion on whether you think it's worth it. And so I know many of you out there are still scratching your head on why Harley-Davidson didn't originally install Android Auto and why they didn't make the retrofit possible. It certainly begs the question, did Harley executives have a meeting about this? Hey Jim, how you doing? Have a seat. I'm doing pretty good, Bill. What's this meeting about? Well, I wanted to follow up with you on this new Boom Box GTS system that we're going to be putting on 2019 and newer touring models. Yeah, the team I oversee has done a really good job with this. I think it's really going to make customers happy. It's going to come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and customers will be able to retrofit and upgrade to this new unit. Best of all, the operating system runs really quick and it has no bugs, Bill. Oh, okay, Jim. That's a bit eager. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Is there a problem, Bill? I like your vision, Jim, but at times it's a bit too eager for this company and goes against our traditions. Let me remind you, we haven't built this company on making customers happy and giving them everything right away. You're right, Bill. I do forget at times. It's just that the other company I worked for, you see, we focused on making customers happy. So I'm still learning here. I'll cut to the chase, Jim. We're going to have to axe that Android Auto and the retrofit kit for the launch of this thing. Okay, Bill, I'll tell the team to back off a little bit. So many of our customers will be left wanting Android Auto and the retrofit kit, and we'll build on those emotions over time. You see, we want our customers to always rely and want from us. It keeps us in control of the customer. I often compare myself to God. That's maybe going just a little too far, Bill? It's okay, Jim. You'll feel more godlike the longer you work here. You just gotta give it time. Okay, if you say so, Bill. Go ahead. Just say it once, Jim. We're their God. We're their God. Okay, Bill, I gotta get back to the team and make sure they pull that Android Auto.